clean gardens for free once a week.
Okay.
I was wondering if this is
free?
Yeah.
You want to do it?
It's a bit of a champ.
Okay.
So
I think I've seen him.
Yeah, potentially.
I watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, okay.
I'll open the door, but I've got the dog here, man.
Nah, I'm out here. I'll just come and smash it through the week.
Go for it, my friend. I don't need to be in the film.
No, of course not. Only if you want.
But yeah, if you
Well, you'll see me through the week then.
Appreciate it.
Nah, all good. No problem.
All right, have a good day.
You too. See ya. Hello, everyone. And boy, did I find a doozy this week. Let's go check it out. So the first thing that caught my attention as soon as I drove past, it needs a lot of fronds removed. It's also becoming a little bit dangerous with the fronds half cut off like this. So if anyone's completely cleared of all of these weeds, this is actually all gravel. So I can't wait to see what a difference this is going to make when we're done. There's also rubbish, litter, as you can see, is just chockers. There's a path here that you can barely get through as well. And then another garden bed with a bird, probably one of the biggest clumps of bird of paradise I've ever seen in my life. So we'll see how we go excavating this. But this whole garden bed, as you can see, is a night to take away. And we've got so many beautiful plants to expose as well, like these cycads. There's a jade plant back here. Garden beds in Adelaide right now. This area here is absolutely insane. This grass here, as you can see, is not supposed, so there's no grass supposed to be here. There's also a sidewalk here that is completely inaccessible. Well, it is, but you'd be stepping all over. Absolutely can't wait to see what it looks like when we're finished. But if I had to guess, I'd say it's going to be quite a difference. So guys, thank you so much for watching. It'll be a huge difference. But thanks again, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. It's completely free and it will keep you up to date with all my latest videos. Okay, now there is a lot of rubbish on this property and I was pretty eager to get it all in the red bin, but I can't get hold of filter. New rims. This is pretty satisfying. I love the way it comes out. Just too close to these plants now, it's time for some safety glasses. So this is a Canary Island date palm. This is not a true date producing palm, but very closely related. And this is a plant that you definitely want to be careful when you use. These guys are responsible for many, many hospital submissions around the world, especially hand-related injuries. Even a small prick by one of these guys can leave over the years. So now that we can see what we're doing and all the dead grass is gone, let's go ahead and take off some of these fronds, shape it up, make it look like a nice... They're always getting dull because I work on these quite often. Here are the spikes for you, and these aren't even big ones, but they are active. Alright, we've got a beautiful hibiscus on the edge of the garden bed. These hibiscus plants actually do quite poorly in the shade. The good news is they do regenerate from basically nothing. This is going to be much happier now that it's going to get the sunlight that it needs. There's so much dead wood to get rid of from the hibiscus though, so it might look like a pretty good... hard prune like this, especially when you're working with a hibiscus, which can regenerate from almost nothing. So it is drastic, but sometimes this is actually now. So, they just said thanks. Alright, we've got an olive tree here, and we definitely want to rip this guy out. These are very often dropped by birds in people's gardens, and they're off distance, so let's get rid of it. Oh. I thought that was going to be a lot harder. Alright, unfortunately the same applies to this shear tree here. This was most likely dropped by seed. They're also called whistling trees because they make quite a nice sound when the wind is blowing through the leaves. These guys are a vital food source for here anyway. We just want to make this little garden bed look as nice as we can. It's called oxalis, often confused with clover, but if you see a heart-shaped leaf, it is oxalis, and if you see rounded shape this, Alright, tomorrow morning, first thing, we'll go to the dump, empty out the canopy, empty out the tray, and then we... Alright, let's get all this cleaned out, and then get straight back to the property. We've got a lot of work to do. It's so thorny, I'm going to have to use some magic here. Not bad, eh? What a time saver. Have a look at how much of this is dead. These guys are known to grow quite unruly, but this is taking unruly to a whole nother beautiful. So we're going to try and get rid of all of this. It's going to be a bit of a challenge, but I'm pretty confident that it's still alive underneath as well. If we give it a big reset, we're probably going to try all of them. So let's get straight into it. Just quickly before we get started, I'm going to try and get the green bin off the homeowner. Okay, we can't get hold of the homeowner for the bins, so we'll try again later. Let's just smash this out for now. Good luck, we're going to do it. Underestimated? Yeah, underestimated this. I thought I'd fit that in the back of my ute, no worries, but the more I cut it, the more it extends. That smells like a wet swimming pool. Now, I've only got a rope back here, so it's going to be pretty hard to tie all of this down, but thankfully, I really underestimated that birds of paradise there. Guys, I'm so happy. I found the bins behind. He is a top bloke. There's years and years of rubbish in this yard. Sago palms are. These are probably some of the most architectural plants you can get in your garden. These plants are some of the oldest plants found on Earth. They're seed-producing plants in the world. These guys were actually around long before flowers even evolved, before these guys came up with the concept of all plant life on Earth. Today, these cycads make up 0.1% of all plant life on Earth, and they are critically endangered. 400 species of these cycads, and 80 of them are actually native here in Australia. But these are extremely, extremely rare. This plant is not for you, but it is so worth getting one of these, even just to help preserve the species. Keep in mind, they're also like a palm. We're just going to go around and get rid of all the dead fronds and clean up the base, and then it'll be popping. Not sure what's going on around the base of this cycad here, but it's a bit of a snail apocalypse, if you ask me. Have quite a strong fragrance, but it's the most poisonous part of the plant. And the plant is very reliant on beetles to actually pollinate these. Once the bee, pretty cool to see, but it probably won't make another one now for decades. Here, and I've got a feeling it's not going to be the easiest to get out. Try and propagate them. Now this guy is flowering, so he might not have the best luck propagating, as it is currently putting energy into flowers and not plant. This is probably the most common variety, and they are extremely prized houseplants all around the world. And like all succulents, they are so easy to propagate. Alright, we're going to have to give the star a go, because I'm going to be here for years if I use my hands, and the grass is not even coming out all of this. Thank you. Alright, now I don't drink much, but pretty hard to pull up. I'm not sure how perfect we're going to get this. This grass is a real pest to pull out. 20 cents to buy a little fitment, and Bob's your uncle. I can't get hold of him, but... They don't actually produce berries and fruit, which are toxic to our birds here in Australia. So if you like Nandina, but you want to be nice to the bird, Nandinas look great in garden beds, especially when they're getting full sun and that new growth is nice and red. All right, tomorrow we'll be back with the lawnmower. See you then. Right, the lawn is going to be a little bit soggy and a little bit challenging, but let's see what we can do with it. Alright, let's give this Japanese spindle a little bit of a prune. This is a very against it, but this will soon fill in no time. Also, look at how well it's kept its shape, and this guy probably hasn't been pruned in years, so it's a... Okay, so this beautiful plant that I'm pulling out of the garden is called baby sunrose, but it is an environmental weed. It's actually kind of working. Alright, I'm just going to skirt him up a little bit, make him look a little bit neater. Don't worry, these are not going to... Okay, I'm not sure how much cleaner we're going to get this place with how wet it is. I could probably spend all weekend plucking bits of grass too. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the before and after photos, and I'll see you all next week, hopefully when the sun is shining.